Hi, this is Inspiritment from Joe Köpke with me, Joe. It has been an incredibly long time since I made an episode, and there has been a lot going on behind the scenes. I don't get into all of it in today's episode, but I wanted to share a few things that I've kind of learned over this last season of processing and I guess some of the internal things that have been going on for me and how maybe that can help you too. So, listen in, and I'd love to hear from you at the end. This is usually a busy time for me. So, the past few years have been filled with projects, roles, adapting to changing situations, launching new things, and navigating a pandemic. Now I'm in a time I didn't expect to still be living through by the middle of February. Life is slow. I have few demands on my time. I'm unemployed. And my days stretch out, filled with possibilities. But that tends to induce decision fatigue and paralysis more often than I'd like. This season of limbo has unraveled me in the most uncomfortable and best way possible. You know that question most people ask when they first meet. What do you do? I don't have a clear answer for that right now. For the first time in longer than I can remember, I don't have a regular job or even the volunteer work roles I've had. I thought my identity and value was secure apart from the roles I play. This time has forced me to face how much of my view of myself had become wrapped up in what I did, completely subconsciously. My sense of self and the value I bring to the world has been shaken, and I am grateful. I retreated to process in many ways. I pulled back from public writing, podcasting, and social media. And this time of journaling, engaging with a leadership coach, and talking with those close to me has been invaluable. The unravelling has eased, and I am left feeling more stable with a firmer foundation than before. I am grateful in some ways that this time of being unemployed is lasting longer than I anticipated. I didn't jump straight into another role before I had time to get to this place. I see God's loving kindness in this. Part of my processing has been through the end of year reflection process and goal setting that I do each year. I've talked about that on the podcast before. This has been one of the toughest that I've done in many ways. I couldn't set goals for my work. I couldn't set up what I want my weekly rhythms and routines to look like. I haven't set goals for my writing or podcast as I have no idea what my capacity will be. So much was left open-ended. So I chose to focus on what I could make plans for. My physical and emotional health, my engagement with my family, and my spiritual development. And as I went through these reflection questions and set goals, I was searching for a word or a phrase that would kind of encapsulate my focus for this year. I wanted something that I could keep coming back to and not forget entirely like I have some years. Then I realized that the title of the end of season guided journal I was using was exactly what I needed. So this journal was created by Amanda Vivier, and it's called Begin Again. In a year where so much will be new, I wanted to give myself permission to be a beginner and not have to know everything. I wanted to tame the pull of perfection. In many ways, I am beginning again in my career as I take another step ahead into new directions. I am beginning again in changing my eating habits to be more sustainable and nourishing. And this isn't just like a one-time decision thing either. Each moment I can begin again. Eat something that makes me feel lethargic? I can begin my healthier choices again for the next meal or snack. Choose to numb out with binge watching? I can begin again in the next minute or hour to be creative or read or whatever else will refresh my soul in that moment. The concept of being a beginner goes beyond when I make choices that aren't in line with who I want to be. I want to approach life with humility and curiosity. I recognize that there is still so much more I want to learn. There are other perspectives I want to explore. And if I see myself as an expert, I stop learning and growing. Seeing myself as a beginner doesn't negate the experience I already have, but builds on it. Now, I don't know what your year has already held or what lies ahead. Maybe you long for these slower days that I'm experiencing. Maybe you're in limbo like me. What is your focus for this year? Maybe you can join me in beginning again each week, each day, and even each moment. Thanks for listening to another episode. You can keep connected with me on social media at Jo Koepke. That's JOKOEPKE. That's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the places. Or you can get in touch on my website, which is jokoepke.com. I make no promises as to what's happening with the podcast this year, but stay tuned. We'll find out together. I'd love to connect further with you, so come and find me and let's keep walking this journey together. Have a great week.